everyone, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for watching. If this is your first time watching, thank you. My name is Bria. Mainly I do vlogs, just showing my day-to-day life as a single mom to one. But today I just wanted to sit down and do something a little bit different. Today's video is for all the moms out there who are pregnant and you're going to be having a C-section. So you know in advance that you'll be having a C-section, and preferably like this is like your first C-section. So you kind of don't know what to expect, or you're looking for what to expect. Or if you just had a little one, congratulations that you delivered via C-section. This one will be for you. Just some tips and tricks from my own personal experience. I am not a medical professional, but this is just tips from my experience, me researching and what I went through to help you in like your recovery. Because I know when I knew I needed a C-section, I started researching YouTube and I watched videos. I knew that I would need a C-section because my daughter was in breech position. What that means is that the head, instead of being down like on your pelvis, the head is up and the butt or feet are down. My pregnancy actually became high risk in my 3rd trimester, so I was basically going every single week to the doctor, and I was so tired of going there, but I was going every single week for them to do non-stress tests, and they would do ultrasounds and like check amniotic fluid and things like that, because I ended up having gestational diabetes. That's an interesting story. I actually went into something called diabetic ketoacidosis, and I have no history of diabetes. So I got pretty sick, and yeah, I had to go to the doctor weekly. So at that time, when I first got sick, I was about 28 weeks along. They did an ultrasound to check on the baby because of what was going on with me, and they said she was in breech position. I didn't think anything of it because I figured like, oh, most babies probably just turn. So I think at week 32, that's when I started to have like weekly ultrasounds and things like that. So again, they told me that my baby was breech, that she hadn't turned head down. And they said, well, you still have some time. Most babies will turn head down. Keyword, most. Babies will turn head down by about 36 weeks. So I did my 32-week ultrasound. She was still not head down. So I started like just looking up C-section videos just in case that was something I might need to prepare for. I started to look up ways to turn a breech baby. So one website that I came across is called Spinning Babies. I definitely recommend that if you are experiencing this right now with a breech stubborn child that refuses to turn head down to try the Spinning Babies website. There are different little techniques and tricks that you can use to, you know, have gravity, I guess, naturally turn your baby if they are being a little bit stubborn. I tried it all. I tried, you know, the laying upside down. I tried elevating my hips. I tried putting peppermint oil on the belly, the top of my belly where her head was, because apparently babies don't like the scent of peppermint oil. I tried so many things. I had a yoga ball that I was like bouncing on and rolling around on. All of this while very pregnant and uncomfortable. So I kind of got to a point where I was just like, okay, what are the options here? So at one of my appointments, I want to say I was about 37 weeks and my daughter was still head up breech. They mentioned to me something called an ECV. That's something you can research separately if you're going through this, because again, I'm not a medical professional, but it's called an external cephalic version. So they attempt to like turn your baby head down in the womb. It involves a lot of rough looking pushing and a lot of stuff. They offered the procedure to me at 37 weeks. they said they had to do it basically at 37 weeks because if you wait too long, the baby could grow too big and then they won't be able to manually turn. And then they said that like that is basically the week where your baby could be fine if, you know, born early. My whole thing with the ECV, I had no peace about that procedure. I strongly felt if I would have had that procedure, something was going to go wrong. So I made the decision that I would just have a planned C-section. So yeah, that's what I did. I started researching what I could do to prepare my body ahead of time, and I have some of those same tricks for you and tips for you as well. So there are things that you can do if you know ahead of time that you're going to be having a C-section. C-sections are real. It's a real surgery. You know, you can be awake during it, but your body is going through a major trauma. So you want to try to prepare yourself if you know ahead of time that you'll be having one. You know, prepare your body for the trauma that it's about to experience. So my first thing that I started doing was walking. So I was already kind of walking for exercise because, again, I had gestational diabetes and high blood pressure, and I wanted to keep those numbers under control. So yeah, I was walking or trying to walk at least about 30 minutes a day. Walk. You'll hear me say that a lot in this video because it's something so simple and something we do every single day. It's just a really easy thing. Just walk. I would say in like the week leading up to your procedure, just start walking. Walk, you know, if you're nesting or like doing household chores. I know it might be a little bit difficult if you have other children, but like this was my first child, my first and only child. So definitely walk. Just commit to walking. I would say 30 minutes a day. That's going to strengthen your muscles. It's also going to help your blood start pumping and flowing, you know, to prepare for your procedure, keep your heart healthy, your lungs healthy. So just make it a habit to walk. And along with that, you'll want to stay active. So I know it's hard, like during pregnancy, you just want to sit around and not do anything, but you have to like keep moving. Again, you want to make sure your muscles are used to movement. I know that's something that I feel helped me to have a quicker recovery. Just keep your muscles moving, keep moving, clean, organized, whatever, you know, you need to do to prepare your body for that C-section birth. So I heard from my doctors that you can lose up to 3 liters of blood during a C-section, which is a lot more than like a regular vaginal delivery. So that's why you kind of want to like get your blood pumping and moving. I didn't lose that much blood. They even told me, they were like, wow, you didn't lose a lot of blood at all. And I kind of read my note, my little post-op notes or whatever. And it was only like 500 and something milliliters, I believe. I could be wrong, but yeah, I didn't lose a lot of blood during my surgery at all. So another thing that I would suggest, which is really, really going to be important, you should kind of be doing already, eating a healthy diet. You'll want to eat foods that are rich in like fiber. So grapes, apples. I got those Fiber 1 bars. You can find them just like at your regular grocery store in like the granola bar section. But I was eating those Fiber 1 bars and other like foods that have a lot of fiber prior to my surgery, because your bowels basically will kind of stall, and they want them to be like that when they go in and do this procedure. So yeah, you'll want to eat a lot of foods that are rich in fiber, healthy, you know, eat your greens like salads, spinach, things like that prior to your procedure, because again, it'll be really important. Along with that, you'll probably, after your surgery for sure, they will give you a stool softener. I would say go out and buy some, or like order them off Amazon or something before your procedure. That way you'll already have them. So the first bowel movement after having a C-section, I've heard, can be pretty painful. For me, I didn't have that problem because I prepared my body ahead of time. But yeah, it wasn't painful for me at all, thankfully. I had, you know, again, been eating like fibrous foods. I even took like cranberries with me to the hospital, and like nuts, cranberry juice, to help get everything moving after the surgery. So I would definitely suggest, if you don't do anything else that I'm talking about, definitely do that. Eat a healthy diet, because it will help with your first like bowel movement after you give birth. And then I heard some places, some hospitals don't let you go home until you have a bowel movement or pass gas or whatever. Nobody was standing there with like a checkboard, like a clipboard, like monitoring me. But yeah, you can plan to be in the hospital for, I would say, 2 to 4 days. I do believe insurance only covers about 4 days, so you probably won't be there any longer than that unless you have some major complication, which we don't want to happen. That's not going to happen. That's why we're watching this video, right? And doing our research ahead of time. So yeah, definitely eat foods that are rich in fiber. Don't eat like greasy cheeseburgers, French fries. You know, just eat healthy and make that sacrifice like prior to your C-section, because it will help you so much after, when you have those stitches in you and you have a newborn baby. Another thing that I would say is ask your doctor, like, since you know you'll be having one ahead of time, ask your doctor what they use to stitch you back up. So I had, I believe, what they call stereo strips. So they basically dissolved somewhere. I don't know where they went, but I guess they dissolved inside of my body or something. But I didn't have to go back after and have like stitches removed. And what they did was, there was this like pack that they put. So they cut you across, so your vagina is shaped like a triangle, I guess. So they're gonna cut you right across there. I think like in an emergency C-section procedure, they might just cut however they can just to get to the baby quickly. But for a planned one, and this is another thing, because my surgery was planned, like they were able to take their time and really, you know, now looking at that area, I remember even like a week or so, I was able to take the bandages off, I think after a week. And I was like, I don't see where they cut me at. Like, I don't see, I was expecting this huge scar. I literally was preparing in my mind that for the rest of my life, I was going to have some Frankenstein looking scar. And I didn't, which I am so grateful for. But yeah, even now looking, like, I can't tell where they actually cut. It's definitely your right as a patient to, one, advocate for yourself and be informed and make informed decisions regarding your health. So don't be afraid to ask, what type of, you know, anesthesia do you use? What type of, you know, stitches will I have? Ask those questions ahead of time, so that you can be informed and like advocate for yourself. So yeah, I had those stereo strips. They actually just put a pack over me, and for a week I had to carry around a wound vac. So the pack would like suction off any like blood or pus or whatever. That's another thing. You'll want to be taking care of your scar area. So you don't want to like get water directly on it. You want to make sure it stays dry. A way that you can do that is you'll want some type of like underwear that come above your belly, and whenever you can take off your bandages, you'll you don't want like low-rise bikini underwear on rubbing against that. So wear some underwear that come above, most likely I would say come above your belly button, or at least to your belly button. In the hospital, they'll give you like mesh underwear or something like that. Everybody raves about them, that they're so comfortable and this and that. I guess it was all right. I don't really remember, but I ended up ordering some from Amazon. These, I got super big size. Like, these are literally huge panties. But I got these and I wore them like after. So yeah, I'll link these below, but I got probably about 10 pair that I had, so that I could just kind of rotate them and just wear these after my surgery, after I was home with the baby, because you'll want to be comfortable. You'll want to walk, like, again, periodically you will want to walk, because it is the thing that will help you heal. But don't be like me and try to be superwoman and run off adrenaline and just walk and keep walking and keep walking and keep walking and then be in pain because you're hurting. So along with that, take your painkillers. So it kind of depends on, I guess, your hospital or what they prescribe to you. I was given like Tylenol and ibuprofen. Immediately after the surgery, they did give me some sort of probably opioid or narcotic type of something. Yeah, I didn't really like that very much, so I didn't want to keep taking those. So I just took Tylenol, ibuprofen, take it like on the clock. So if you're supposed to take it like every 6 hours, go ahead, take it, because you'll want to stay on top of the pain. Me, like 2 days after my surgery, I tried not taking it to see what the pain was like. Don't do that. Just keep taking your painkillers for the full duration of your prescription. If it's 10 days, 14 days or whatever, 21 days, just take it when you're supposed to, how you're supposed to, because if you stop like I was doing, then you're going to cause yourself more pain than you need to. So just take them, take those painkillers. So once you're up and able to move around, wrap your belly. So in the hospital, they're going to give you one of these. This, to me, honestly, is pretty, it'll do the job, but there are better ones. I would say research like on Amazon or Target or whatever. They just research like belly binders or like C-section recovery, because you'll want one of these. Everything, you know, once you get your filling back, to me, the filling felt like Jello. My belly felt like Jello. Everything just felt jiggly. And that's because, you know, you had a major surgery. They actually do move your organs around to like be able to get to your uterus. So yeah, this one is just, this is more like a waist trainer, which I didn't start wearing this one until like my scar was pretty much healed, which I would say probably was at about 6 weeks. Healing is different for everyone, but yeah, this one, I wouldn't recommend this one like right away. I would say more so like find something like this one or something that's specifically designed for C-section recovery, belly binding. So yeah, you'll want different things to help you be comfortable. Another thing that you'll probably deal with after your surgery is swelling. So I didn't swell much like during my pregnancy. It was kind of just like normal swelling. But afterwards, after my C-section, I like blew up to the point where I could not wear shoes home. Like the shoes I wore there did not fit at all. Like, and this was in the middle of a Chicago winter with snow on the ground because there was a blizzard. But I just couldn't fit my shoes. My socks were too tight. So one thing I got was compression socks, and I ordered these from Amazon. So these are going to be like tight. You will not be able to put these on yourself after your surgery. Bending hurts. You can't bend down and reach your feet. So you'll want compression socks. Have someone put them on for you to help you out, your boyfriend, husband, baby daddy, sibling, friend, support person. Have them put these on for you. It'll help tremendously with the swelling. I wore these the first night that I was at home, and I want to say probably the second night too, and the swelling went down a lot. You'll want these again for circulation too, because blood clots. That's another thing. After your C-section, you'll most likely be wearing some sort of boots. I had to have them on like anytime I was admitted to the hospital because of my weight. Like automatically, if you're at a certain weight, they put you in the risk category for developing blood clots. So because you'll be like sitting or laying down the first 24 hours, you'll want to like have those boots that they give you on. Put them on is definitely important because blood clots are dangerous and deadly. So these compression socks help with your circulation as well to help prevent blood clots. Once you've like gone home, I would definitely suggest having these, you know, for that reason. Something that's really simple. Drink water. So I had this with me. I packed it at the hospital. If you're going to be nursing, you'll definitely want to fill this up. Just have the nurses bring you the big cups and fill up your water bottle. You can get this off Amazon. I think I got mine from Amazon. And also it helps again with like the circulation and blood flow, getting your bowels moving again, all those things. So you will want to drink water. Again, just going back to the basics: drinking water, eating a healthy diet, moving around. Those are things that you can do to prepare your body ahead of time. So those are all the tips that I really have for things that I did. You know, I would say the main thing, try not to worry. It can be scary, especially if you've never had surgery before, especially if you've never given birth before. It can be really scary, but try not to worry. And again, remember that you are your advocate. And I would say especially to African American women, because we are kind of like underserved in healthcare, and there is like a higher maternal mortality rate among African American women and women of color. But definitely advocate for yourself. If you have questions, ask. Do your research ahead of time. Watch videos like this one. You know, do your research and make sure that you are fully informed, so that you can have a healthy procedure and a healthy and quick recovery, and a healthy baby. So yeah, try not to worry. It will go well. I promise you, it's such a quick experience. Like, I was having a panic attack and they was basically pulling my baby out. So it's such a quick experience. I mean, I don't know what a vaginal birth is like, but I've heard that they can be a little long. You know, with the planned C-section that I had, I was educated a lot about the anesthesia process. The anesthesiologists were amazing. They gave me so much information. They explained every single step, every sensation that I was going to feel. I mean, it just happened so quickly. I remember I walked into the OR, it was freezing cold, and I sat down on the table, and the anesthesiologist was just like, okay, you know, they hooked me up to like a blood pressure machine, and the anesthesiologist just explained everything. I had like a spinal block, so I think it's a combination of an epidural and some other sort of narcotic or something. But yeah, it explained like, okay, round your back and whatever, and then you'll feel this, and you'll feel a trickle, and then another trickle. And I remember I felt this like rush warm sensation going down my back and into my legs, and they put my legs on the table super quick. I felt them kind of insert the catheter in my bladder. And at that point, that's when I started like panicking. They had cut me open and were pretty much pulling her out, and I didn't even know. I didn't feel a thing. And that goes back, like, advocate for yourself. If they're starting that procedure and you can feel something, let them know. Definitely speak up for yourself, you know. But it's such a quick procedure, and you know, the recovery, yes, you will be in pain, yes, it will hurt, but you do have this beautiful person that makes it all worth it. If I could do it again, absolutely I would. If I, you know, ever decide to have children in the future, absolutely I would go for a C-section again. So yeah, I just wanted to offer those tips to you guys. If you are a mom or a mom-to-be watching this and you know that you're having a planned C-section, I hope and pray it goes well for you. And just remember, don't worry. Do your research, prepare your body that night before, get some rest, and don't worry, because it'll be okay. They do so many of them. I mean, I remember the nurse telling me, like, the doctors do these so much they could do them sleeping. And it's like, okay, they know what they're doing, you know, everything will go well. So just tell yourself that, take some deep breaths, and you'll be good. So I hope this was helpful. If you have had a C-section birth and you have some other tips or like recovery tricks that you want to leave in the comments, definitely leave me a comment below. And yeah, subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much for watching. Since you watched, like, you might as well just subscribe. Just hit that subscribe button. It's easy, it's simple, it's free. Just subscribe to my channel. That way you will be notified every single time I post. And trust me, you do not want to miss any content over here, okay? All right, so thanks so much for watching, you guys. I hope you enjoyed. Please leave me a comment below, like this video, share with your mom friends, and subscribe to my channel. All right, well, I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.